I'm Mai, and we are from VU Legal PA. We've been here for about 10 years now. Can you believe it? We've been open for 10 years now.
Wow, that's a whole decade.
It is.
All right, so mine is usually at the St. Pete office. I'm usually at the Tampa one, and she's pretty lucky. I mention this all the time that she doesn't come across the red light camera tickets as much as I do. I've gotten a few myself. Super guilty.
Well, funny you should mention that. About 2 months ago, I received in the mail a violation notice. Apparently, a car that I own had crossed a red light. And
Oh no, was it you?
Of course not. Well, for those of you who know me, I'm pretty lucky. My husband usually drives me around. So on that specific day, it was actually, he was the driver. And there's a link on the violation notice that you can go in and actually see your vehicle move through the red light.
Oh, wow.
And how many seconds and whatnot. So of course I wasn't gonna take the fall for what he might have done. So I waited until 60 days. If it remains unpaid, the violation notice, it will automatically convert into something called a traffic citation. At that time, then you can request for a hearing in front of a judge.
Right, guys, so the difference between that, just to clear it up, is the violation notices come from the city. And then when it's unpaid, the 60 days, like I mentioned, then it goes into the court as a traffic citation.
So if you ask for a hearing date when it's in the early 60 days, during the stage that it's a violation notice, you would get a hearing, but in front of a city official. And I find that it's not as beneficial for you.
You never get away with any of that from the city.
Exactly. It's better off if you're in front of a judge who observes rule of law and can have an officer present and you can question them.
If you ever want to know about the locations, we'll include some of the locations below, or there's even a Waze app that will show you where these red light cameras that are at and even tell you before you make the turn.
Right, so once it converts into a traffic citation, you should request for a hearing within 30 days. And also you should send in a written signed sworn statement called an affidavit. And on the affidavit, you simply
tell them that your husband did it.
That's right. You say, my name is so-and-so, on such and such date. It was not me driving. To the best of my knowledge, it was this person. This is where he lived.
Which is also your address.
That's right. And his contact info. And when you come in front of a judge, you just confirm to the judge again that you file an affidavit and it was not you driving. And the judge should dismiss your case.
All right, so what if it was you? What if you were the one who actually ran through that red light, Mai?
Well, if it was you driving, there's still many more defenses that each situation is a little bit different. I do encourage you to do request a hearing in front of a judge, not in front of a city official.
So definitely let that 60 days lapse. Don't respond to the violation notice. Let it go to the court.
Right. And during your hearing day, you will have a chance to question the officer who represent the state. And you can ask questions like, how often was that camera maintained? How was it maintained? Who maintained it? Is there a log? And also you can ask questions such as, who reviewed these photos to determine that it's a violation? So the city of Tampa, Mary, contract with a company called ATS out of Arizona, and they install these cameras, they maintain these cameras, and all the data gets sent to them, and their employee would look through these images.
So it's one person or a few people sitting there through thousands and thousands of photos.
Yes, but keep in mind our Constitution dictates that only police officer can issue violation. So if they're a normal civilian, is it in violation to be determining who's violating what? So through questionings of the officers, you may be able to make that argument. Of course, every situation's different and there's actually a lot more tips. So I do encourage you to contact an attorney if you do receive a red light camera ticket.
That's all we have for today, guys. We'll see you next time.